In this occasional series, The Washington Post brings you up to speed on some of the biggest stories of the week. This week, Trump's 2018 Twitter wars have already started. The biggest story: New Year, same Trump. We're only a few days into the new year, but President Trump's foreign policy agenda, or the tweeted version of it, at least has already opened up several new dilemmas for the United States abroad. Pakistan strikes back at Trump. On Monday, Trump threatened to cut foreign aid to Pakistan, tweeting that the United States had foolishly given its once close counterterrorism ally $33 billion in aid since the early 2000s and gotten nothing but lies in return. The comment sparked a quick and angry response from Islamabad, write Sheikh Hussein and Annie Gowan. Trump on Iran: the U.S. is watching. One day after his Pakistan comments, Trump tweeted about the growing protest movement in Iran and fears that Iran's government will crack down harshly on demonstrators. The people of Iran are finally acting against the brutal and corrupt Iranian regime, Trump wrote. The U.S. is watching. But some observers worry that Trump's accusations and support for the protesters could become the pretext for that crackdown. Marwa El-Tagouri explains what the protests are about. Trump's "my button is bigger" brinkmanship. On Tuesday evening, the president further escalated his war of words with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, asserting that his nuclear button was much bigger and more powerful than the North Korean leaders. Under Trump, the threat of nuclear war is the new normal, even as South Korea leaped at an offer of talks from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ahead of next month's Winter Olympics, according to Simon Denier. Is there a method to the madness? The most charitable explanation for Trump's taunts is that he's embracing Richard Nixon's madman theory of foreign policy, writes James Hohmann. 5 other important stories. 1. Why Trump lashed out at Saudi Arabia about its role in Yemen's war. If 2017 showed anything, it's that Trump has a thin skin. Whereas foreign policy analysts remain horrified by the scenario of a nuclear escalation, human rights advocates appeared astonished when Trump unexpectedly rebuked his ally Saudi Arabia over its role in the Yemen war last month. The episode highlighted the powerful role that depictions of civilian suffering overseas have had in stirring a president who took office with a clear domestic focus and little foreign policy experience. Read the full story by Missy Ryan and Josh Dawsey. 2. Iraq's rapid-fire trials send alleged Islamic State members, including foreigners, to the gallows. Hundreds of foreigners were detained in Iraq on terrorism charges after the toppling of the Islamic State's self-declared caliphate. The trials and capital sentences are presenting foreign governments with a moral and political dilemma. Do they object to the Iraqi trials and claim their citizens, who could threaten their home countries and radicalize others if repatriated? Or should Iraqi courts be allowed to determine the defendant's fate in trials that human rights groups and the United Nations say are deeply flawed? Tamer El-Ghobashi and Mustafa Salim have the full story.